Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
John Calipari in Lexington.
Do you want to bring him over? He just walked by. Why don't we bring him over for the sake?
I don't think that would work out all that well.
He's not around.
Let's turn to John Calipari. So obviously there was drama with the loss to Oakland, and then with the televised interview between Calipari and Mitch Barnhart, his AD, as the fellows are going to retweet out the link to our show. So these two people get into a room and go on local TV and talk about how they're connected, and they talked about how they're going to go out and how you want to go out on a high note and all that stuff. In other words, like he's getting another shot.
And just so you know, they don't really love each other. Barnhart and
Do they
Cal,
like each other?
I don't know if they like each other. They deal with each other, but the relationship has not been. There's not been a lot of synergy there over the last few years.
So I guess here's my question, because if I'm a Kentucky fan, being a Cleveland sports fan, I found myself asking this question with a lot of my teams through the years. What's going to change, and what's it going to take for me to actually buy back in? Because if I'm a Kentucky fan, I'm out now. I'm not buying into anything. So, like, what needs to happen, for my opinion, as a Kentucky fan to change? I'm speaking for all Kentucky fans right now who are out.
I mean, it's the construction of your roster. That's what's got to be different. Because, again, if you have the right pieces, you don't need the greatest X's and O's coaching staff. What Cal is, a master motivator and handler of egos. He's great at that. We can all admit that. There's going to be no doubting. But what he needs is the right players, the right – I mean, listen, he got lucky last year. He got lucky just to be able to get Antonio Reeves back and get Trey Mitchell. It could have been a shit show in the regular season if he went in with all those freshmen.
The biggest thing, and you're not wrong, like you got to adjust what you're doing. I think you think this, and I know T.O. thinks that it's going to pivot back to the freshmen as we move forward in time. I don't think it is.
Not next year.
Not next year. I don't think that. I don't think.
And
that's
he's got 1 year left to
Yes.
prove himself.
Yeah, if you don't get it done next year.
I don't think that that's necessarily the way to go. Not with NIL keeping a lot of these guys in and around college basketball for longer than expected. But I mean, I think you need to keep leaning into the style that you were playing this year. Don't say, oh, we lost in the first round of the tournament, so let me go back to playing a big guy that can't shoot, a point guard that can't shoot and pound everything in through the glass and just do nothing but run that floppy action over and over and over and over and over again. But you got to get older, man. Like, you have to be older. I just think that it's that simple. Now, the key might be trying to get back, and I know a lot of these guys have already into the portal, and some of them are very clearly going to go pro, but I think you have to be able to start.
Who do you want back? It's realistic, because you're not getting Dillingham back.
Are you getting Reed
Probably
Shepherd
not
back?
getting Shepherd back.
Could you?
Listen, could he come back? Sure, he could. But, man, in this draft, where honestly Reed Shepherd is probably a top 10 pick.
Why would you?
You know what's funny about that?
Crazy.
He might be a top 10 pick in this draft. He might be able to scrape together more NIL money as Reed Shepherd.
I know, but how do you not go if you're a top 10 pick?
You have to go, because if you're a top 10 pick, you're going to get, what does it end up being, like $30 million guaranteed? Like, you have to.
It would be a bad business.
I feel differently than you guys on all of that. I know it's a bad draft. I don't see the rankings. I don't see NBA teams picking some of these guys. Like,
I'm going to ask you
give
to
me
do
a Terrence
mock draft.
Shannon over
Tonight,
a guy like that.
I'm going to give you, honestly, some homework tonight. In between all the drinking you're doing.
I'm not drunk enough to believe I'm picking a lottery pick on a 6'3" kid that plays below the rim. And I'm no disrespect to these guys. They're good. I think they're good players.
Are you giving him a homework assignment?
But yeah, I'll do it.
I'm giving him a homework assignment.
Give it to me.
I guess here's
I'm trading
my
my pick. Go ahead.
I guess here's my thing. Like, this seems to – am I wrong for saying, like, this is staring Cal in the face? The solutions are there because other people are able to do it. You just said it. You don't need to be a mastermind of X's and O's. They can get any kid they want, Randolph. What the hell? Why isn't this happening? And do you think it's going to happen? Call your shot. Do you think he will adapt, or a year from now is he gone?
My concern with him is that adapt in what way? Because everything which everybody's dancing around is they're asking Cal to change. Cal hasn't changed. Let's say it what it is.
That's the
You're
problem.
asking, and listen.
But he brought in. Wait. A couple years ago, he brought in Oscar.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Transfers.
I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying when I say change. When I say change, I'm talking about from what's being reported. Stylistically, they're not running anything great. They're not scheming you open. They're just lining up with these guys. And I don't know, is there an input from his staff on the way they play? Or is this just Cal saying, I got it?
I think there is an input from the staff. Because if there wasn't input from the staff,
Where?
it wouldn't be. That's why what's the guy, John?
Welch.
Yeah.
John
I think
Welch.
that he changed the way that he
But
played
I'm not
this
sure John
season.
Welch
In what
was
way?
more than a development.
No, man, and I'm not trying to be smart. In what way you feel he changed?
They didn't throw everything into the post. They didn't.
Well, they didn't have the personnel.
anybody to do
When my
that.
backcourt is lottery picks, I got to go with my
so
guards.
he did. So he changed what he
No.
did.
I said no. The personnel dictated how you had to play. That's just you'd be an idiot to say, hey, I got Oscar Sheboy coming back, and then I'm gonna play something different style. So the personnel dictated we play a different way. That still doesn't mean he changed. Does he feel as though he needs to change? And what I mean by that is
All right. So I'm
not saying
we're on the same page because I think what's going to happen is he's going to see this first round exit and he's going to say, I need to go back to getting 17 different big guys. I need to go back.
No,
to
Rob, because that's an anomaly. That 1 year with Oscar Sheboy is not the way he's always been. That's not the norm.
But it was.
That was him going with the level of experienced guys. I disagree with that. Usually he'll get the top freshman guys, and whatever that freshman talent is, he did with it, like he did this year. This year was more of an indicative of, I thought, how he played, saying, hey, my strength is with these freshman guards, and let me let them play.
My
Oscar
issue,
Sheboy year was not.
That's an outlier.
It's an outlier.
It's my point is that they run this. It's not modern offense that they're running. What they go back to is they go back to having no shooters. They run that same floppy action over and over again. They run the same sets. It's the same 4 plays.
Well, if that happens,
they did not do that this year.
If that
even
happens,
with
he's going to be out of a job.
Yeah, even with Sheboy, they still did that same thing where they're just running dudes off of those same sets, and that's my biggest issue, and that's where I thought that he actually made a step this year was that he went. He spread it out.
I would, and again, none of us are qualified to suggest anything to Cal. He's one of the greats, and he'll go.
Qualified.
Wait a minute. No, hold on. I mean, I always say, and even as this is changing, we are compensated to talk about these things and to talk and a coach is open to criticism.
True, and you're right. And let me say that. And Rob, let me be clear, because I'll stand on what I say, and I ain't afraid to talk shit to none of these dudes.
I know you're not.
Let's be clear with that.
But you know what I think?
Cal ain't whooping my ass, so I ain't worried about that.
I think his assistants are there comfortably.
No.
His assistants don't go in his office.
No.
I just wonder if they're
The problem with that is your assistants are there. You brought these dudes in there. If you want to say something he could do, why don't you get out of the way and empower them and then CEO this thing?
Isn't he the CEO?
I don't.
Power who? The assistants?
Empower his assistants.
They're yes men.
Yeah,
They're only yes men to if you're dictating that. That's an indictment on him.
Is it a good staff?
Yes, for what he wants.
That is it.
What he wants, and it goes back to that. Say what you want. A staff is only as good. That's why when you guys.
Wait. Hold on.
Let me say this. You guys say this all the time. You'll be like, this guy's a good assistant. You guys are a good assistant. An assistant is only as good as the damn head coach allows him to be.
Come on, man. You and I could recruit. You were at Wake. If you ever had the power to recruit for John Calipari, you're telling me you can get top 25 players in your sleep?
They get top 25 players.
The right ones. Go get the right ones.
They lost a battle.
Go get the right ones.
They lost a battle to Duke. And I've said this before. They've lost a battle to Duke getting the guy. Duke gets the guy. They get the guy in the class these last couple years.
Cooper Flag.
Going back. The Paulo Bencaro, going back, the Zions, going back. They have won the battle of let's get the guy in this class. They have. When's the last time outside of Anthony Davis?
Do you know what part of the reason is?
Why?
I'll give you part of the reason.
Yeah, why?
John Shires outworked the hell out of John Calipari on the recruiting trail. Part of it. It's part of it.
fighting
It
for
is.
John
Well, this
Calipari?
goes back prior to Shire. Shire ain't been there that long. We're talking about Zion.
outworking
Kane was still
everybody.
there then.
I'm just
So you're saying
The best month of the year is here, which is why you need to know that we are partnered with BetMGM. We'll be using BetMGM lines for making all of our picks and predictions, and we'll have special offers for the listeners and the viewers of the Field of 68. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, you can use bonus code FIELD and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's the best part. All you need to do is deposit and bet $10 of your hard-earned money to get it. This is what you have to do to make it work. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using that bonus code FIELD. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll get up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Most importantly, we have some fun stuff coming up for the rest of the NCAA tournament. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boost, and the thing that I love the most, a nice little parlay boost, as well as a ridiculous array of prop bets for anything that you could possibly imagine betting on. From odds on getting to the Final Four to national championship futures, I'm calling it right now. BetMGM is the king of the prop bet. So go download the BetMGM app. Use that code FIELD and sign up today. And while I've got you, a quick request. The best way to support the Field of 68 content you get for free is to engage with us. Rate and review the pod in any podcast app. Like and share the YouTube videos that you enjoy. Tell your friends about us. It all helps in a world where the algorithm is king. And now, back to the show.